Hello and welcome back to another midnight showing. As always, I'm Kelly, and tonight, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm not gonna lie, I went into this movie wanting to hate it. Michael Bay was attached to it, it's something I grew up on, and you know what? I tried very hard to hate this film. I can't say that I did. And I'm not really sure exactly why. There were problems with it. There were a lot of problems. How to put this delicately? This movie looks ugly. But it doesn't. I guess you get into it. The good aspects of this film. There are actually quite a lot of them. The casting was surprisingly really good. All of the turtles actually bicker and act like real teenagers would. They do things together like real teenagers would, and even though you can tell they're all CGI, their faces are taken from the actual actors that are voicing them, except for Leonardo. It was a weird thing I saw in the cast list. He's played by two people. Don't ask me why. But yeah, they were all acted very well. The best improvement of a character they had was Splinter. Splinter has always been, in any interpretation of the Ninja Turtles I've ever seen, the I am wise because I talk like this, and you must be wise too, my sons. Evil is afoot. A Foot Clan. No, he really always talks like that in every interpretation I've ever seen of him. It's always very soft, very low. The only time that ever changed was TMNT, which we're not going to talk about. But this time, he actually has a very lighthearted voice. He talks more like a dad than he does a teacher. And it's very well done. I know his voice from somewhere, but I can't place it. But he acted very well. And he really acted a different Splinter than we're used to seeing. The one that we're used to seeing is, you're in trouble. No, this one actually sneaks up on the turtles, trains them by beating the living crap out of them like a regular teacher would, puts them through impossible training tasks as punishment, like keeping two ping pong balls bounce in the air while bouncing on a little platform that's balancing itself on a ball the entire time. And things that you'd expect ninjas to do. And he's trying to get information from them while they're doing this. And they're like, we're not gonna break. Like, I won't break as long as Leo doesn't break. Donnie, you okay over there? Yeah, I think I'll be fine. Oh, that's... he pulls up a box of pizza and puts it in front of Michelangelo. How would you like to try the 99 cheese pizza? And standing in front of him, he knows how to talk to his kids. He knows what he's doing. I mean, this is different, and it's very good. Very good. April O'Neil, played by Megan Fox. Okay, is it just me, or is she like jumped ages? Last time I saw her in anything, she still looked like she should be in high school. Now she looks like she's somewhere between high school and adulthood, and yeah, she's hot as hell. She still is, but she's kind of moving into a mature hot but they keep pronouncing her around like she's a teenager still, and it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. She wasn't very bad. She kind of Shia LaBeoufs it in the beginning. For those who haven't seen my Transformers review, Shia LaBeoufing it. Oh, no, I'm gonna do this. No. Very fast, repeating a lot of words. She doesn't know what's going on. The movie reflects this by shooting it very quick, almost Bourne-esque style, very close. You only see a small thing here or there. You don't know what's going on. But as the movie progresses, she definitely grows more confident. She's speaking coherent sentences. She's not actually, trying to be she's super selfish in the beginning, which is probably a little grating, but the ending, she's very helpful. She's jumping into the action. They said, oh, we'll go stop the Shredder. It's okay, you guys go find somewhere to hide. No, we'll go after Sax, and we'll get the plot device while just in case you aren't able to stop the Shredder. Okay? Let's be realistic. Let's plan this out. And that is different. So many often we just see them as, especially April O'Neil, as nothing but, here, save me, help, save me. No, she gets caught. Actually, does she get caught? I don't think she actually gets caught in this movie. She actually doesn't get captured. The Ninja Turtles technically capture her when they take her down to the lair, but no, I don't think she actually gets captured in this whole movie. Spitting in the face of the source material? I don't know, but whatever. More good things about this film. The choreography in these fights is amazing. As I said, in the beginning it was shot very Bourne-esque, which is very quick, but once you get to the second half of this film, there are no more Bourne moments anymore. We jump into the Matrix. Everything is kept basically at a medium shot where you can see full view of what is going on. The entire thing. They're jumping, they're pressing, every move these CGI puppets are doing. These are actually, and they fight with real martial arts. They're using real moves. Now, again, CGI does allow for a lot of creativity, especially when you're talking about Mutant Turtles fighting a robotic, weaponized Shredder. But, at the same time, I will admit that I liked it. I liked the fighting in this one. It was really action-packed. There's some cliche moments that we've seen a lot in other action films. The tower that they have to keep from falling on everybody. It's so overdone. It's backwash from Transformers. It really is. But with that said, they added a new spin on it by turning it into more of a comedic play on it. Whereas it's getting this super heartfelt moments inside of them and ends in a punchline. I mean, okay. There's several moments like this. Most notably, which I'm not going to go into detail, the elevator scene. I hate beatboxing and rap and hip-hop and any of those other things that try to call themselves music, but I was laughing my ass off in that elevator scene. And so will you. It's stupid. It's childish. It's awesome. Another good thing about this film is the Shredder himself. Always kept in shadow. We never see his face. When he puts on his weaponized battle armor suit, it's fucking intimidating. Okay, one little bad thing, so I can praise the Shredder. The CGI is kind of ugly. And what I mean by kind of, really ugly. The turtles, the textures seem very off. I don't know why, especially around the midsection where they're supposed to have that kind of plated section, a small armored section, not like the shell on the back, but you know, it's supposed to be predominant. They tried to blend it in with their skin and it didn't look very well. Their faces motion captured of the actual actors who voiced them, except for Leonardo. Pretty good. But I'd be lying if they were very good. They kind of seem flat. Maybe I didn't see it in 3D, so I don't know. The one who was really bad, though, was Splinter. I'm sorry, he looked disgusting. Oh, he's supposed to be a rat. Yeah, but give the man some dignity. Give the rat some dignity. I'm sure he takes many showers. You can, take some of the sludge that seems to be stuck in his hair off. You can maybe brighten up his clothes a little bit. There's supposed to be this yellow section, but it's got so much crap on it. I swear to God that someone drug at the back end of their car with through every mud pile you can think of off the backside of the roads, everything. He is horrible. But for every problem I have with the CGI inside this film, on that side, it's made up for with the fucking Shredder. He is bright. I mean, polished metallic silver with very, very good detailed little yellow bits everywhere. This mechanized suit actually looks somewhat realistically deployable. I'm not going to go into the science of magnetized knives that you can shoot out and retract. I'm not, because it's dumb. But the suit actually looks like a suit versus other things that just look like giant robots. But, you know, it worked, and it was very, very well done. And as I said, he was very well choreographed. His scenes are some of the most spectacular CGI eye candy I have seen on screen. I mean, they are just movements that you will never, ever believe. And they work very, very well, especially because they kept him very, very realistic in the moves. They gave a little bit more flexibility to the Turtles and to Splinter because of, you know, they can do some things, especially with Splinter actually using his tail in this version to, as a whip, to beat the living crap. There's one point where he's just on top of a guy, punching him out while his tail's got another guy, probably a good 5 or 6 feet from him, banging his head into the ground. He actually uses everything at his disposal, and I can give credit to that, because it's very good. The Shredder, he's using a straight-up karate style that I can distinguish without even batting an eye, and he is just laying it down perfectly. Every movement, CGI choreographed beautifully. It was awesome. Awesome. Another good aspect of this film, it actually had a flowing narrative. Yes, a film that has Michael Bay attached to it has a flowing narrative. Think about that for a second. I know that it's impossible to imagine. I went into this movie without any knowledge of how long it was. And I assumed it was going to be 2.5 hours, at least. Not counting the credits, it's only about an hour and 50 minutes. That's pretty short for a Michael Bay film. There was not very many unneeded subplots. The pacing in this one is very fast and direct. It doesn't waste time on cheap gimmicks and jokes. Okay, there are a few throwaway things, but they're only maybe a minute or two long. Everything else is actually spectacular. Them diving through the sewers and stuff, and some really good comedic scenes. Predictable, but very well executed. And it was surprisingly engaging. The entire plot is Mission Impossible 2. I'm not going to even try to sugarcoat that. I mean, it is almost plot element for plot element Mission Impossible 2. The company's making a drug, they also making a cure so they can make millions of dollars of the drug and control the government and the city with it. It doesn't make any sense because they've always got enough control. They're doing this all for money. Of course! No, it's just... that part of it kind of bugged me a bit. Now they go on to the actual bad side of it. I already talked about the CGI. The character designs are a little grating as well. Now, I'm not talking about the actual physical actors, because they were all very good. And I even did appreciate that Megan Fox had that yellow jacket she was always wearing. It's not a giant yellow jumpsuit, but, you know, I'd take that over a raincoat inside of a subway. But whatever. The ones that bugged me, though, were, again, the Turtles. As unpolished and kind of they looked, they had things thrown onto their character design just to kind of hammer in that these are who they're supposed to be. The one that really bugs me was Donatello. Donatello has way too much going on him. There's an entire computer system on his back that does nothing. You could argue that it runs his super high-tech goggles right there, but he's never once referred to it as doing anything at all. Now, I like the goggles. I really do. Showing the ads technology to his actual thing and uses it to his advantage. They can actually access the internet through these. They actually maybe has like a little thing. He actually does at one point. That is very good. But then on top of that, they threw on typical nerd glasses. Super big, with the tape around the middle, just to emphasize. Yes, and he stutters. Oh, maybe if I do this, for once, I'm gonna be the best. Yeah. Donatello is my favorite of the turtles, and this seemed really, really dumb. I understand this is a kid's film. I understand that it's supposed to be directed at them, but they also tried to throw in as many adult jokes as possible. 90% of Mikey's dialogue is making sex references and puns. And you know how I feel about that. There is even a Victoria's Secret thing literally shoved in at the end, in the middle of the credits with them. That one's a little bit funnier because the turtles have to get back underground as fast as possible without being seen. They come arrest Bill. What do we do? Hide! And they actually put their shells in place of the girls' boobs inside of the Victoria's Secret billboard ad so no one will notice them until people walk away, then they go across. That was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. That kind of made the inner me go. But then again, he's making literal rapists and stalker comments that people are supposed to laugh at, and I'm just like, all in all, that's not what bugged me though. The bug me was just, you don't need these aesthetics. You don't need the big googly eye glasses. You don't need that weird technology thing on his back that does nothing. Just give us him and let him talk techno. It's that simple. Every other version's done this. Why do you need to shove more stuff onto him? And Michelangelo has the same problem. He's basically acts like a surfer dude, which I don't really get. If you want to go more skater, I can understand that, but he was literal surfer. He had the shell necklace, he kept using shell things, and they even made reference to the Cowabunga line at the very end before actually using it, which, hurrah for how they did it. It still kind of seemed like a really, really forced, I'm this guy type thing. The Foot Clan also was a little weird. They're terrorists? Mercenaries? I didn't really get that. If they were really following... They tried to make it more like Yakuza. But if they wanted to make them more Yakuza, these guys should be fighting like ninjas. They should be fighting like they're trained killers. Not our trained killers. But they're trained killers. All of the people were straight up American mercenaries you see in every other action film you've ever watched. They use guns, and when they get in close, they use batons and taser sticks. Yes, we have another movie that's using taser sticks this year. I hope you... It looks like that Winter Soldier is not alone. It's just... You wanted the aesthetic, and you kept trying to connect this back to feudal Japan about how Shredder was his awesome master, and blah blah blah. Well, show that with his goons. His goons don't do any form of martial arts. They're not trained in this. They keep trying to shoot their guns at the damn thing. Put the gun down and do some more choreographing. But that's the problem, is that there's no human choreographing, only CGI choreographing. And for fight scenes, it makes them feel like they're not threatening. We know it's not there. The actors know it's not there. Literally, this is April O'Neil half the time. There's nothing there. Give them something there. Combine a practical effect. Heck, have some of them come in and start fighting. The closest thing we got to a fight scene was at the very end between the bad guy April O'Neil and her partner going at it inside this small room, but that lasts like maybe 30 seconds. 30 seconds. That's it. Just. I like this movie. I liked it. So, going on to another aspect. Was there anything else? Oh yes, there was one heavily duty one. The music. Normally I don't talk about the soundtrack. No, that's a lie. I actually do like talking about the soundtracks because I like listening to them afterwards. They're very good, very well thought out, and lo and behold, surprise, surprise, Brian Taylor did this film. Yes, Brian Taylor, if you don't know, is the guy who did the music for Iron Man 3. He also has done Expendables 2, and more than I can possibly name. But he is a genius. I'm just going to say it right there. His music is awesome. He combines new styles and old styles very well together. And the one thing that he is big at, the one thing that was really good, especially in his work in Thor Dark World. Whether he was Thor Dark World or was it the first Thor? One of the Thors. He created an epic anthem that fit the setting of this grand world that we just been thrust into. He is a genius. I love listening to his work. In this film, however, it sucks balls. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened, but everything felt horribly, horribly forced and turned up about 10 notches over more than it should be. I mean, let's take it off of 11, guys, and put it on 6. Maybe even 5. Because it was grating. It was loud, the theme wasn't even that good. It was just over the top. Oh look, you're supposed to be emotional. Let's turn up the whimsy, I guess. No, subtlety, please, turn it down. If your music's not going to be the best part of your show, then make it the smaller part of the show, so that it blends well. There were a few moments that it worked. One of the best ones was this moment when they had to inject the turtles with adrenaline. The music just builds and builds while this tension, wake up, get up, and like get up, and they rip their shackles off and bust out of their cages, and the music just cuts off right there, and they go into this really, really cool comedic thing of what would actually happen on adrenaline. I don't think it's possible because of how much blood was drained from them, but it's funny. It is really, really funny. They really want to go clean the dojo. Yeah. It was very well done. Moments like that worked, but at other times, turtles going running off in the distance. Oh, let's turn up the music. Turn it up. And it was really loud and obnoxious, and I'm not gonna lie, the opening, ending themes suck. They really do. They're generic, boring, and it takes from the film. It really does. Not much, but it does take. There's nothing memorable about it other than that it stuck out like a sore thumb. And that basically covers everything that I thought was bad about this film. Once it comes out on DVD, I'll probably do a more proper review of it sometime. But first I gotta get Superman vs. the Elite done. Spoilers! But for all those that are wondering, yes, this film I highly recommend going to see. I did not see it in 3D, so I'm not even going to comment on it, other than I think it's a gimmick. But I'd be willing to risk it on a film that was this entertaining. It wasn't perfect, far from it, but it was Ninja Turtles, and it did it right. Michael Bay, continue to produce. Write your name on a check and give it to the directors, especially this Johnson Livingston. That was something like his name that probably wasn't even close, but give more checks to this guy. Go ahead and produce him. He knows how to direct the film much better than you do. And I can honestly say that he did a great job. The 3 writers whose names I didn't catch, kudos to you guys too. And yeah, go see this film. So, I'm Kelly. If you liked the video, like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll hopefully have Cardmaster's Corner up within the next week or 2, and you'll actually start to see the real show and not just my vlogs. So until next time, see ya.